Go.
So both ends go up. So let's just go to the department of Adelaide
Oscar, you at which jump? Where is it?
It's never too late to improve your strength, balance, well-being and independence. Our Strength for Life program encourages all older South Australians to start moving and enjoy an active lifestyle, make friends, build strength and inevitably age well. Strength for Life sessions are offered in almost 100 locations across South Australia, with new sites opening all the time. Check out the NPLSA website to find your nearest location.
Strength for Life is an individualised program which is delivered in a group setting. We aim to keep older South Australians connected with their community, preventing social isolation and also keeping their bodies strong, flexible, managing falls and keeping them engaged. We're super excited to be partnering with Football SA at this state-of-the-art location. It's a beautiful venue. It will really benefit the local community through the Northfield and Gepps Cross surrounding areas to be able to access Strength for Life. And together we are working to improve everyone's futures.
Croatia Raiders time.
Right out, goes top corner, Anderson in.
A captain's contribution for Luke Klimek.
Ready in the stars for Nicholas Bucco.
Oh my God! That's another one for my Bridget.
It's Fabian Barbiero.
Your NPL champions, Adelaide United.
Welcome all to the Summit Sports and Recreation Centre for the round 19 fixture between Adelaide United youth team and Adelaide City FC. I'm joined by another Hills local here in David Grant. How are you, David?
I'm good, thanks, Alessio. I didn't have too far to drive to get to this one, I tell you.
Nor did I. It's a home ground for me as well, but we've got a big clash ahead of us today. Perfect weather for footy as well, for quick footy as well. And it's going to be a very enticing clash with both teams obviously trying to solidify a top 6 spot. And they've got a big crowd to play ahead of as well today, David.
Yeah, decent crowd in. It's good to see. You know, free entry as well, and it's been well advertised and publicised as well. So it's great to see such a big crowd here. And I'm looking forward to it. It should be a great game. Both teams looking for a top 6 spot. Top 6 obviously is a final spot. There's only 4 games to go. This being one of those 4.
Yeah, the other thing you're talking about, good advertising. How about those blankets on the Adelaide City bench? Got the logo nice and loud and proud as well. And fortunately, Adelaide United don't have the same luxury. But ahead of us, big round 19 fixture, the final one of all fixtures this weekend, and obviously it gives them a bit of a positive boost knowing all the scores around them and the points they need to get to the position they need as well, David.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Adelaide United sitting 8th in the ladder right now, 23 points. If they can win today, they will go up to 6th. They'll leapfrog Beograd and Croydon, who are both on 25, so massive game for United.
Yeah, of course, before the last 2 weeks, Adelaide City were on a fantastic run. I think they had 5 wins in a row. Since then, though, they've drawn 2 all to Campbelltown. They lost 2-0 at home to Modbury last weekend, so that put a little stutter in their course for the last couple of games of this season. But a big game like this away from home is going to be big for Adelaide City. Obviously, the last time they featured here at the Summit Sports and Recreation Centre, 2022, they beat the Adelaide United team 4-2. A couple of those goal scorers here as well today. You got Daniel Bressan. You have, obviously, Yaya Dakuli on the Adelaide United side. He scored against Adelaide City in that loss a couple of years ago. But 3 games they've played so far here, Adelaide United youth team, in the last 3 seasons, and they've got 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 draw.
One win, 1 loss, 1 draw, eh? So that's
hopefully
mid-table mediocrity, eh?
Hopefully today, though, at least they're going to double one of those tallies. Otherwise, of course, you've got some players who played in this fixture in the past as well. The last time Adelaide United won here, Fergus Lynch, who is part of Adelaide City now, was playing for the Adelaide United side, while Juan Gutierrez played for Cumberland here against Adelaide United youth team in that opening fixture here in 2021.
Yeah, I might have said before Adelaide City were sitting 8th. It's Adelaide City are sitting 5th in the ladder. They've got 26 points, and they can get ahead of Comets on 29 points if they can win today. So big game for Adelaide City, and as I said before, it's Adelaide United. They're 8th on the ladder on 23 points. Win today, and they'll go up to 6th. They'll leapfrog Beograd and Croydon, who are both get 25 points.
We're underway here. That's Jovanovic and Ayubi leading the line for Adelaide United. Of course, we've got a couple of other ins this week. Johnny Yule, another A-League player. Yaya Dakuli on the far side, as we mentioned earlier. He's played a few games, come back now to Adelaide after a hiatus in France. And obviously the other in is Joey Garuccio on this far right side for Adelaide United. On the Adelaide City side, though, you've got a couple of ins themselves, 4 in fact. Obviously the first start for the Solomon Islands international, Raphael Liai. Obviously as well, you've got Matthew Dorber coming in for his first start since May.
Yeah, he's been out with a hamstring injury, hasn't he? So, yeah, first start for him. He did play last week, but off the bench, right?
Yeah, that's correct. The other one is a fellow Scot that we just figured out before kickoff here, Lewis Kylo. He's slotting in at the back next to a Rock, who also comes in. He's
my new favourite player. As Adelaide City look to clear the lines there. Nice build-up play by United. Yes, young Kylo, his father's Ewan Kylo from Dufftown, which is a small place way up in the north of Scotland. This is kind of weather that would suit him. He'll feel quite at home, I would say.
I'd say this pitch as well suits both these sides. You can see how quick it's playing is ready, having both teams find their way into the opposition box. But hopefully we're going to see some goals and some good football today. The other end we were talking about was Kylo, Dorber, Liai, and Arok comes in as well. So it's a new centre-back partnership of Kylo and Arok compared to last week where it was Stokes and Yared Abichu, who now Abichu finds his place at the base of the midfield, and Karen Stokes is actually suspended today with a yellow card suspension of 1 week. So
yeah, just a tough accumulation. It's 5 yellows, isn't it? And then you get that suspension. I was at Metro Stars last night, and Hamish Gow was unavailable due to suspension for the same reason. He'd collected 5 yellow cards as well. But they've got depth, they've got quality and depth, haven't they, Adelaide City? You know, as Dauber makes a run.
Great ball to the left side, cuts it across, nobody's there, and Mbembe's there to clear though. And it looks like it might stay in with Garuccio. Give Took away, though, from White to Bressan, the top scorer of Adelaide City with 7 goals this season.
Goals, yeah. Oh, you've done your homework, haven't you?
I have. I mean,
That's a great cross.
Good ball from Bressan, and it might find its way to Gutierrez. And now Abichu shouts of a handball. It was outside the box, so I don't think he's going to give that free kick, the referee here. But Adelaide United can try and play out of this. Interesting touch from Caruccio to keep it in, but unfortunately it goes over.
He did well. It was going over his head, and he's adjusted his body well to try and make contact there, but didn't quite manage to keep it in.
Bembe tackling with the eye now. And it'll be Stanisic to come away with it. Another poor giveaway that time to Gutierrez. What a great save from Ethan Cox there.
Fantastic save, but what a strike from Gutierrez as well. The ball broke to him just about 25, 30 yards out, and he's hit it beautifully, but yeah, good stop at Cox.
As you can tell, the opening part of this game as well, Adelaide United seem to not be able to clear their lines from outside the top of their box. A few occasions now that have found Adelaide City feet instead of the red. But I was just going to say before that, no excuses for me to get the stats today. Less than 24 hours I was here last night, so got a lot of time to make up and get those stats, so I've got all of them here for you today. Ball into the box, Stanisic competes, but...
Did you stay here last night, Alessio, or did you go home?
I did go home.
Oh, nice.
There's no beds here in the club rooms, unfortunately. They're not facilities like Real Madrid, unfortunately. No personal suites for me.
Is that right? They don't actually give you a bed here for the night if you want it?
There's some seats, not even a couch, so no luck for me. But hopefully there's more luck for both of these sides today, who are looking to get some wins on the board. Obviously, Adelaide United got a 4-2 win last week against South Adelaide, which was a bottom table team, and they did put up a fight, South Adelaide, last week. Yeah,
they did put up a battle. They're relegated now, though. I think mathematically it's all done for them. But they really struggled actually after an Adelaide City South Adelaide game that I was at, which was probably a month or two ago. I kind of felt that it would be really difficult after that game for them to come back. City had beaten them in South Adelaide. It put a bit of daylight between them and the teams above, and they've obviously got to be better than not just the team above when you're bottom, but the team that's 2 above, because 2 go down. So.
The other thing we'd mention is the couple of outs for Adelaide United. Some of them are due to injury, some of them are due to duty with other teams as well. That's Amlani Tatu and Malawal Nicola. They're still with the under-16 NTC team in a tournament there with the Nationals, while they have a few injuries themselves to deal with Adelaide United, with Satiri Phillips, Riley Stam and Henry Lynch with an injury. Now it's Caruccio, edge of the box. And find Crawford now in the wing-back position, and Ivanovic finds Ayubi. Ivanovic shooting into the box, still going. And he finds his way out to Crawford, who can deliver now. Low delivery, cleared by Rock, and looks like Francese is going to keep this in. Crawford, though, giving him a tough time in that wing, and they're still battling it out. And still stays in as well. Crawford might get a second opportunity. He's gone past him. Finds Jovanovic into the box. Left-footed strike. Luka Jovanovic. 7 goals for the season now. And that's why he's the leading marksman for our Adelaide United.
That was a great strike to the far post, wasn't it? Curled in with a great angle of it, didn't we? Curled it into this to that far post and beyond the reach of Oxenham. And that is a hell of a reach that he's got too. So to beat him there, fantastic shot. But that's their first foray up in attack. I don't think they've really done much up until this point. City have started the game well, and it's Adelaide United that have put the ball in the net first.
Well, he's got a big future ahead of him, Luka Jovanovic, and he's only come down to this NPL side a couple of times in the season. This is his 8th game. And he's got 7 goals now in 8 games, 8 starts for this youth team. So if Carl Wirt's watching, he knows he's got a striker ready in the ranks for himself. Looks like we're also getting information that Amlani Tatu won the Under-16s Player of the Tournament at that Nationals competition. And it also looked like there was a youngster, Chris Irakosi, who was the top scorer as well. So not even just in this youth team that we have got talent looking to boost up the ranks. It's also in that Under-16s and 15s age group that they've got some stars ready to be born. But it's a 1-0 lead here for Adelaide United now. 7 minutes into the game. And a 7th goal for the season for Luka Jovanovic.
Yeah, absolutely. And a fine strike it was too, to that far post. To give United a 1-0 lead. Early days yet, though. 7 minutes in. There's still a long way to go, but I felt that Adelaide City, over the opening sort of 5 minutes, had settled the better of the two and had that sustained pressure up in that final third. But I think that was United's first foray into attack, first shot on goal, first thing that Oxenham had been challenged to do, and a fine strike, 1-0.
Latanzio finds Dorba, floats it in. And the clearance only finds its way to Piscineri. Good little strike on that, but just past the post, David.
Yeah, sliced it a little bit, didn't he? So it's going out clean on the full, as they say, and it'll be a goal kick.
We're lucky those nets are there, although the Cows wouldn't be too happy with that one. But it's a first strike on goal, at least, for Adelaide City.
Lovely setting here. The ground, the mount in the background there.
That is the Summit.
The Mount Barker. Which the Summit slightly to the left of the screenshot there, but yeah, it's a lovely setting. Nice at this time of year as well, and the fields are all green. It's very brown in summer, obviously. Almost looks lush. We could be in Ireland. Or Dufftown. Here's the throw with Nicholas Francesi.
Well, he's got the number 17 on his shirt today, Luka Jovanovic, but he has been rewarded with the number 9 shirt in the A-League squad this season, David. What do you think we can expect from him this season in the senior setup?
Well, I mean, it's still a long way off, isn't it? It's still 2 or 3 months away. So, look, he promises a lot. He's done very well in this NPL, and you would expect that he would be looking to try and get a more regular spot in the first team in the A-League side. And you know, when he's scoring goals like that, and people are watching, it's only going to do positive things for him, really, isn't it? So.
Yeah, and it goes to show the confidence of a number 9 as well. He scored a left-footed goal last week as part of his hat-trick against South Adelaide, and a left-foot curler like this in a game. I mean, a number 9 with both feet like that, it's everything you want as a team, especially losing a player with 15 goals in Hiroshi Basuki. To find you've got someone in the youth team who's consistently scoring left foot, right foot, such a danger in any game he plays, then can't expect much better.
We are embedded right in the crowd here, aren't we, Alessio?
Maybe we should have opted for that rope-off area, but hopefully there's no more customers that are bumping into you.
Some of them are clearly coming from an offside position as well, as they gives a little nudge in their way through. It's a contact sport, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it's all about in the hills as well.
Commentating.
Big win, though, from Dorba. Fortunate, though, as we said, this weather does make the pitch a lot quicker to play on, and all these touches, if you get it a bit too heavy, then obviously it's going to carry its weight all the way through.
Vinko Stanisic now looks up.
Obviously, he's a recent signing as well. Came midway through the season from Adelaide Olympic. Played a few senior games there, and he got his run, but obviously a mid-season transfer, and he's still a young player as well, so he's under 18, and he's been available to play in this Adelaide United team, and obviously he's done well enough to be scouted into this team. Now it's Crawford on the right wing. Another good ball into the box. Not too close to Ostenham, though. He was an unsung hero last week against South Adelaide. When watching those highlights, got a hat-trick of assists from the right wing. So a hat-trick for Luka Jovanovic and a hat-trick of assists for Harry Crawford.
Some team.
And it just goes to show the way that they're playing as well, Adelaide United. I got some intel before the game. They were going to set up with a 3-5-2 formation at the back with Dukuli and Crawford almost as the wing-backs. It seems at the moment that Crawford's more occupying a traditional right-back role, but obviously it seems like he can advance attacking-wise as well. Now it's Ayubi on the far left. Faces up his defender in Kylo. Now it looks like a little bit of the sun's come out, and if you can see that on the camera, a bit of a rainbow in the far as well, David.
Oh, need to make a wish. A race to the byline there.
Crawford finds Jovanovic again. Jovanovic across the face of the goal. Nobody's there. Gutierrez is there to stick a toe in and clear it now. Goes to his rest of his black and white Zebras. So from the off here, I guess you can see the way that they're forming with the ball, Adelaide United, as we did mention. They obviously previously played in a 4-2-4 lineup in their last game against South Adelaide, but at the moment they're starting with 3 at the back. The wing backs in DeCooley and Crawford, and the rest of the midfield, it looks like it's Yule at the base, Ayubi and White ahead of him, and then 2 number 9s in Jovanovic and Garuccio. Ayubi finds White at the base of the midfield, a bit of time and space if he's careful to find his man on. Stanisic with an excellent switchfield ball to DeCooley now. Faces up 1v1 against Gutierrez, goes past him. Tries to float a ball in with his left, but seems to be cleared, but not for too long for Adelaide City. How's his pressure though, David, from Adelaide United?
Yeah, they've been on a sustained period of pressure since they scored their goal. I feel Adelaide City did try to come back, but United look quite controlled and quite comfortable on the ball, don't they? And confident enough to play a cross-field pass like that. Through a bunch of players as well, and a lot of elevation, so that shows a fair bit of confidence, I think, as I look at that. They do look comfortable on the ball though, United.
And they're finding the gaps like that one with Austin Ayubi
straight
now.
Through the middle as well.
Tries to face up his defender, but the Rock's going to come away with it, sliding in as well. And that's Pictionary looking for options forward, sees nothing, and has to go back to his goalkeeper. Of course, both of these teams as well have history of players playing on both sides of this fixture. Ex-Adelaide City players, ex-Adelaide United youth team players, and obviously some players playing in their juniors. One's just gone away from Lehigh there, but it's a storied club, both of these, who produce so many players for the next level and international as well. And here's Johnny Yule now, looking for Garuccio as he sustained the offside trap. He has the back heel to Luka Jovanovic, trips over his feet. Referee says nothing doing, and I think that's the correct decision. I think he just got caught under the ball. To be fair to Jovanovic, I don't think he was appealing either, so easy decision for the ref, nothing in it really, just over his own feet. Maybe get caught up in the surface a little bit, a rock a little bit close there as Ayubi came in. Seems like Adelaide United definitely the team to take to these conditions more lightly than Adelaide United. As the referee adds his toe to that through ball.
It's a shame you can't play advantage when that happens, because Adelaide City were looking quite good as they came back in the counter, didn't they?
Yeah, I think he maybe couldn't help himself get his foot on the end of that through ball. Maybe the referee wanted a bit of piece of the action himself. Otherwise, for the crowd, though, it's been an excellent spectacle this opening 15 minutes as well. I mean, this is really fast-paced football. This is what you get from the top flight in our local level. And it's a very big spectacle for them to see some of these players as well, who you'd see on the next stage as well. Some of them you see for their national teams, as we mentioned. Some for the youth national teams, some for other international teams like the Solomon Islands.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Rafael Leah can do in the long term. Promises a lot, and it's great that we've got an international player here. You know, it means that I expect we'll have a few people in the Solomon Islands tuned in to watch this. He's a bit of a hero over there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's a bit of a star boy project.
Yeah.
But we're talking about international play.
Star boy project.
Yeah, that's what they call them, the star boys, the young ones that are
is that right?
Making stars of themselves. Like we had Nesta Irakunda, he was our star boy for the time being, and had other ones such as Awama Bill as well. But another star boy in Adelaide City's ranks might look for the Scotland Youth International is Kylo, maybe, if he's got the affiliation, as we mentioned before.
Yeah, well, he qualifies through his father, we've discovered, so on a bit of a campaign to try and get an international team that can do well at the Euros, as opposed to the one that didn't do so well at the Euros recently. Because Jared Clark's grandfather was from Scotland as well, so he's on my list of eligibility.
I think he's played a senior game, though, for Vanuatu.
That's okay, I can have a word. We can sort it out. There's ways around those rules, surely.
I don't know if you've played a senior game, though, competitive.
No, I think
for
you're
a
right.
country, but
I think you're right. But then again, I'm not actually being serious.
I am. I mean, Kylo's a young player. He's a good centre back as well. He's got the height on him, if you can see out there as well. So if you want a centre back that doesn't get sent off in the first game of the Euros, then maybe Kylo's your man.
was very good.
Now Ayubi, he's looking for a very good cross from this angle. Deflected out for a corner. It's a first one of the day, though, for Adelaide United. And they've got a few and far between for tall timber, but Stanisic will definitely find himself up there.
You're right, though. Adelaide United generally are quite a short side, aren't they? I mean, you've got to remember that they are still youngsters, but there aren't a lot of tall guys in there apart from Stanisic.
Well, often in the younger age groups, they always go short from corners, so now it's Yule, edge of the box. We've seen him crack it from here. Oh. It looks like it might have got a deflection out for another corner, but he was looking for another screamer there, Johnny Yule.
It was probably wider than it looked from this angle, but it certainly had the crowd gasping, didn't it?
Well, I must have had a deflection on the way there to take it past the post, and maybe that's what took it a bit too far away, but otherwise we've seen him score some spectacular goals from range, and I was ready to scream for another one there for Johnny Yule. It's going to be DeCooley now. He is going to float this one into the near post in front of the keeper. Looks like Oshenham got there ahead of Garuccio. Now Johnny Yule goes for one of those switch balls, and great touch from DeCooley. But Franchese has done well as well to keep his body in front and win the foul. That's good from the young fullback there. He doesn't often find himself in the defensive role. He was more of a midfielder or a wide player in his previous years in clubs. He was a product of Campbelltown City FC.
Yeah, it's good defending. A lovely touch from DeCooley, wasn't it, to take it down like that?
A little half volley touch and put it ahead of yourself, and he almost had his body in the way to win a foul himself, but it's good defending from the left fullback, number 12, and Nicholas Franchese. Eye just gets under that one, but so does Bailey O'Neill, and now Roughly Eye has a bit of space to run in, but great challenge from Johnny Yule. Great pressure from Adelaide United. Big tussle in the middle there with Abichu and White. Maybe he might have some space to run here if he can get the touch away from Kylo. He does that time, but Gutierrez is in the way to stop all danger. Kylo's touch, though. Again, this is such a frenetic paced game at the moment. No one can keep the ball for longer periods of time, and even Johnny Yule coughs it up this time to Matthew Dorber. First start in a while, finds the eye with his first start for his club this season. Good skill to get past O'Neill, who's holding him back. Finds Bressan, looks for the far post, it bounces. Just about cleared from Stanisic and picked up from Ethan Cox.
A little bit ropey at the back there, Adelaide United. They were tested there, but Cox dealt with it and they've tidied the little mess up. But good to see Lehigh getting on the ball now.
Yeah, it looked like there
feed
was...
him through there, weren't they? Dorber was trying to feed him through, and just a little bit beyond him, and it sent him a bit wide. But
he had the skill to get away from his defender as well there. Saw a little bit of the flair that we've been talking about and been waiting to see.
What do we call him?
Starboy.
Starboy.
He's only, is it 18, 19?
Still a youngster. Mind you, for me, anyone who's under 40 is a youngster.
Ayubi, an excellent ball over the top. This is the overload on the right side now with Crawford. He's going to take on Franchese again. He gets past him this time. Crawford looks for the cutback. Kylo's there though. And Franchese with a interesting clearance there. Might have come off a hand, and they're asking the question here on the near side, but the referee and the assistant referee couldn't see anything doing there. And we'll play on. Stanisic now attacks the space ahead of him. Crawford finds the feet of Ivanovic, and he'll return that ball to Crawford now on the right side. Floats the ball in near post again. Kylo's missed it. Gutierrez saved his blushes and put it into an area where Dorber had 2 or 3 players waiting to pounce. Ivanovic using his body, and the two number 9s collide there, and it's found its way to Dakota. What do you think of this new formation at the moment for Adelaide United, with this fullback role and wing-back role for Crawford, as well as DeCooley on the far side? I mean, they do revert to a back four when they don't have the ball, but with the ball, it just seems like they have so many numbers forward, David.
Well, it seems to be working for them. They are leading, aren't they? They're 1-0 up, and it seems to be working for them at this point in time. And to be honest, Adelaide City, apart from that first 5 minutes or so, haven't really posed as big a threat. Seems to be working.
They posed a big threat there right on the top of the box. Larry Latanzio got on the wrong side of Crawford, and see how close that is to the penalty spot, David.
Yeah, another couple of steps. Might have been a different story, but free kick right on the edge.
No Bucco, though. Of course, he's on the bench today. That's one to note as well from the Adelaide City lineup. They brought a few in, and he was one of the unfortunate ones to come out. So, it'll be interesting to see. It might be Adam Piscineri who comes over this. Bressan as well, their top scorer. I'm sure he wants to add to that tally, but...
Yeah, 4 changes this week for Adelaide City from the team from last week, and Bucco is a casualty. He's on the bench. He'll be desperate to get on, won't he?
I mean, that's what you get when you lose 2-0 at home. That's very, I wouldn't say poor, but it's really unfortunate to do, and at some time where a coach like Paul Pezos will ring the changes in and look for a different approach in the next.
It was 2-0, but it was 2-0 against Modbury Jets, who are top, you know.
And there were 2 cracking goals as well. Top corner from Makeda, and then a little nifty touch. Let's see, looking for their own nifty touch this time. Zorba just maybe hit that with the side of his face instead of the side of his forehead.
He just needed to glance it, didn't he?
They were looking for a nifty touch, as was Scamitzi in the previous round. That goal last week where Scamitzi got it cut back to him, near post, little touch into the top right, near post corner as well. It's really hard to do, and I'm surprised that one wasn't in the goal of the week, but otherwise it's a good finish, both of those. So now it's Liai, manages to keep this alive for Adelaide City. Looking for a cutback, but O'Neill's in the way, and he'll get his body in the way of Dorber. Good working back, though, from the number 9, Matt Dorber. His first, obviously, start since May, and he's only played 8 or so games himself.
Yeah, obviously, it was a hamstring injury, I think, wasn't it?
Yep.
And hamstrings can put you out for quite a while, so he's obviously comfortable enough on it now. That he's had a long time off, though, hasn't he? I reckon he can be out for quite a while with a hamstring.
Well, I think, he must have had an injury after the first 4 games of the season, till I think they played Campbelltown. I remember him being in the lineup for, and I think he might have even scored. And then he was out again for the next couple, 5 or 6 weeks. And then he came back in now. So he's had a couple of injury concerns this year, but the last 4 games to come, and the leading marksman as well, number 9, Adelaide City needs to get some more goals. It's coming at the right time for them, and hopefully he can extend this good vein of form they're in.
United just looked like they wanted to just play a little bit of possession football just now, just hang on to it until that happened.
He's another interesting player, Ryan White. He's played in a varied amount of positions as well. He's led the line a few times, played on the wing as well, in the centre of midfield, and in this current formation they're playing now, he's almost playing as a 6, partnering Johnny Yule at the moment, so at least he knows that he can get a bit more advanced when Johnny Yule's there, and he'll keep the ball under pressure really well. But he's their second top scorer as well, Ryan White, this season, with 6 goals. Of course, now being overtaken by Luka Jovanovic, but it's a good return for a youngster that's often not played in his probably preferred position as well. Here's Crawford with an excellent ball to Garuccio. He's found his way in behind. The rock's almost there. Just past the post from Garuccio, though.
Little stab with the left foot. It was a toe poke, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that got away from him there, and obviously he's just had a little bit of extra speed to get on the end of it and get outside of his left foot onto it, and just gone past the post. Probably always curving away, especially if you're using the outside of your foot from that angle, but it's another chance, and again, it's come from this right side where Crawford is, getting the overload, finding another player in behind, and Adelaide City just can't deal with it at the moment. played out well here, Adelaide City, to find themselves into the attacking half, but it's a loose ball from Bressan. Crawford looks for the cut back to Johnny Yule. Now they find Garuccio. Looking for a run of Jovanovic. He might get on the end of this, but he's pushed very far out wide and goes for the cheeky nutmeg on Kylo, but that's good defending from the youngster there.
It is, yeah, he did well. Raced over there. I mean, it was a fair way to go out of position, wasn't he? The right back, right over to the left-hand side of the field, and but did well.
I think that skill that Luka Jovanovic tried there was called the McGeady spin. Do you know what that one is, David?
The McGeady spin? Aidan McGeady? Yeah, he did, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Aidan McGeady. Yeah, a little bit of an inside of the one step and outside of the other, and it usually got him away with a bit of space down the line. So that's the McGeady spin on Kylo there, and maybe the Scotsman knew a bit better.
I say Aidan McGeady, he is Scottish, but he's a Republic of Ireland internationalist. Neither nation known particularly for their skill, to be honest. But
if you get one named after you, then maybe you put yourself on the map.
That's true. Is he still playing? He was at Sunderland.
I'm not sure. He would be probably late 30s by now, but could be still playing. If you've got that skill in the locker, then you always got enough space to get away from someone, no matter how old you are.
Yeah, true.
Missionary now looks over the top. Leai is the only one to be closest enough to it. Abachu's stab can only find Garuccio. Now another long ball. This is Johnny Yule looking for Jovanovic, but it was read better, as is that touch from Jared Abachu. Now White tries his own skills, but gets stuck in a few players there and comes all the way to an Adelaide City throw-in. Here's Kylo now. Goes for his own switch full ball. It's found its way over the top of Stanisic, and it's Matthew Dorber. Saved on the line from Harry Crawford, David. What a stretch and what a block.
Yeah, just needed a little bit more power, but if he'd given it that much more power, he might have gone over the bar. So I think Dauber did everything right there. He just cleared off the line. Dauber's actually stayed down on the ground, and looks like he might have picked up a little injury in the process, but oh, that was a big chance, wasn't it? And the first time they've really threatened, apart from that shot very early on in the first minute.
Well, that's how easy they can get from end to end there. Kylo with an excellent through ball over the top. Unfortunately, this time it's found its way over the top of Stanisic, and he let his attacker go, and Dorber tried to get the chip over, but I think the man of the moment at the moment, Harry Crawford, he's had a fantastic start to this half, and that's just added to it.
Yeah, star player. No, star boy. What do we call him?
That was Leai, but you can say the same for Crawford.
From all, yeah. It's not exclusive, is it?
It's not, no, but
no, look, a fine effort by Dauber through on goal, and I think he did everything right. Just it needed a wee bit more power, but I think if he'd given it much more, it might have just plopped over the top of the bar. So I think Dauber did everything right. Just a bit unlucky, but outstanding defending again by Adelaide United, and a clearance off the line, and it stays 1-0 for Adelaide United here after a goal in the fourth minute or so.
I think it was about maybe the 6th or 7th, but yeah, as you said, there's only a couple options there for Matthew Dorber. He either could have laced it and smashed the volley near the keeper's face, or chip over the top, or maybe even try and take it around him. But with that much pressure and the quick players coming from behind him,
the chip was the right thing to do. I think I would have done that.
Either that or fall over the ball. That's what you can do in these slippery conditions. And he's tussling out there with O'Neill. Ball stayed in, I think. Or Maybe it's just found its way out. I thought he might have picked it up while it was still on the line there, it looked like.
It looks a little bit like that, but no, it's a throw-in. Which United have already taken, and, well, Dauber was distracted.
A couple of tussles, though, you see on the far side as well. A couple of players, when they're getting past the other, they're leaving their arms there to pull them away, but it's all in good nature at the moment, nothing too malicious. Look for the ball in behind to Lauri Latanzio. Of course, he was also part of the United system, in the NPL team and some of their youth NTC teams as well, but he's found his way through to the next level with Melbourne Victory, and played also in Canada. And he's found his way back into Adelaide with Adelaide City after a successful stint at Campbelltown as well, scored in the Australia Cup against Macarthur. Obviously those fixtures coming up pretty soon as well. That's the first game for Adelaide United. In the next couple of weeks and months is an Australia Cup clash. You see Piscineri on the far side, tracked by Crawford. Gets a deflection in, and Leai tried to get his touch away from O'Neill, and looks like that might be always cleared to the far side. Obviously, yeah, that's the first fixture for this Adelaide United team, is a Australia Cup clash against Blacktown City.
And that's only in the next week or two, isn't it? It's coming up. It's not that far away, so something to look forward to. All of the South Australian sides in it, Campbelltown and Modbury Jets being the other two, are drawn away from home. So we won't be able to get along to a match to see it unless we jet off somewhere. But I love the Australia Cup. I'm looking forward to it, and a real test for those sides in the NPL here to show what they can do against other equivalents interstate. As I think it's Daubers picked up a booking.
Yeah, maybe that's the first malicious challenge of the day. I think he took out Takuli late there with maybe the studs possibly, but the referee was under no other illusions than to book him early on here. But as you're saying, yeah, the Australia Cup's a fantastic competition. Obviously, it comes for these A-League teams at an interesting part of their season. As they're just obviously getting maybe first 5-6 weeks into pre-season. They haven't really played too many competitive games, or even...
That's where you catch them out, though, isn't it?
11v11s, yeah, and I'm sure that's what a couple of those NPL teams who are facing off against them are hoping, especially Blacktown are a fantastic team over there as well. They've got an ex-Adelaide United player as well, Danny Choi. Yep. He played a couple of games here, but yeah, especially the NPL teams as well from our state, that's what they're hoping to try and get a local league team. Obviously Adelaide City here, they were the first team to have a cup set in the Australia Cup against a professional team in Adelaide against Western Sydney Wanderers, a 1-0 win there. Goal scorer that day, Thomas Love, obviously just recently moved as well to Fulham United. He was at FK Bear grad, and Adelaide City as well, obviously. And now they've got some other names who are trying to put them back on the map. Adelaide City, and Leai is one of them. Latanzio finds Dauber. Looks for Leai. I think that's going to carry too much. It is. And that's going to go out for a goal kick. Which I'll be complaining that Leai should have got there maybe, but...
do you know, I feel Leai's been a bit harshly dealt with here. He hasn't really had the ball supply in this first half. I mean, they've tried to get the ball to them, but I feel the passing's been wayward, and that's an example just there of what Leai's been trying to latch onto, trying to chase up. And to be honest, I'm not sure what Dauber would be complaining about there, because there was no way that Leai was going to get to that.
Especially with the conditions as well. I think you've got to be smarter and play that a bit better, and possibly put a little less on it if you know it's going to carry a lot more. But they've got a long time to figure that out, Adelaide City, and hopefully Dauber has a lot longer as well. You know, he's on that card. Rasan, he's found a gap in the middle now. Exploited that right side now with Francese. Piscineri now lines up. Again, Crawford with the pressure, and he's going to come all the way away with this Crawford. That's excellent pressure on him, and he's away up front if they can find him as well. Cooley now. Some of the rain's picked up as well now, as you can see on their faces, and some of the hair of some of the players. They're trying to get out of their face, and they can try and play forward now, Adelaide City. Gutierrez, look, first time down the line to Liai, but was blocked off, and now they have to go down the other side. Bressan looks with a left foot diag. Good control there, but just happens to get out of his feet there, Dorber, this time. And now Piscineri's looking for an option. Not much forward. Yule does well to keep it, though, with a couple of players pressuring him now. White almost does the same. Referee says nothing doing with that foul. Now it's Matt Dorber. Slides and does use the weather to his advantage for a second there, but unfortunately he's touched it out for a goal kick.
Drizzle coming back in again. Wet underfoot. I mean, what would this surface be like in terms of the difference between it being dry and being wet? When it rains on this synthetic pitch that you would know well, what difference does that make out there for the players? Do they have to adapt much to that? I mean, I never played in synthetic pitches, really. They weren't really around when I was a player.
Well, I think it's a common thing for all synthetic pitches, no matter if it's an old one or a new one, but I think the players will probably like it more when it's wet. It doesn't feel so heavy underfoot, and the ball moves very, very quick, as we saw the starting pressure of this game as well. But other than that, I think you've got to make sure if you're hitting it first time that it's not in the air, otherwise you might just skip up a bit more than you expect, and otherwise your touch as well, that's a big difference as well when it gets really wet as well, is how much it might bounce off or skid off you with a little touch, or if you get a good touch onto it, you've got to keep your body behind it, otherwise it's easy for someone to get a toe in. But otherwise, I think both teams have been playing to the conditions quite well. Now it's Liai, edge of the box, his first strike and goal. Left-footed strike that Cox has claimed, who's near left, and it's another stat for Adelaide City on the board, though. Yeah,
he had to adjust the body to swing at it, and maybe didn't quite get as much on it as he was hoping in terms of power, but he got the direction right, and a little test for Cox, but he's passed it comfortably, I think.
A lot of pressure on this near side ahead of us here. A little chip through ball looking for Larry Latanzio. Good defending, though, as they rebound it back off him for a goal kick again. Obviously, this is one of the newer artificials coming around in 2021, so it's a bit different from those ones you see at Angle Park or at West Beach or a couple of the other ones. Even I think it might be, it's definitely newer than the Adelaide City one, at West Adelaide one at Kilburn, sorry. That one's been around for quite a while as well. So it's a different construction make as well. As you see, it's a lot coarser and denser, a lot less rubber used as well. So when you're kicking the ball up, there's probably not too much that will end up in your boots later that you have to tip out. But yeah, it definitely feels a lot better underfoot compared to those older ones.
I did play in one in my native Scotland in the early 90s, and honestly, it was basically a big slab of concrete with a very thin layer of carpet on top. It didn't have any of that rubber bits in there.
Yeah, I think they used to. Was it Luton Town that used to have an artificial pitch as well? They only tried for about 1 or 2 years. And
I think Queen's Park Rangers as well in the 80s had Loftus Road had an artificial surface for a while as well. As Liai's put through.
Gets ahead of the keeper. Liai, big chance here if he can find it. And it's again blocked on the line. This time it's Bailey O'Neill, David. What a chance, and that's the conditions coming to play again there with the keeper stumbling as Liai had a chance there. He tried to chip it over the keeper as well, and it's another block on the line from one of the back four of Adelaide United.
Absolutely. Liai showing his potential. They took it really well. His first touch was superb. He's looked up and seen that he could lob it in. Maybe just needed a little bit more power, but certainly showing his potential, and a bit unlucky. Shame that nothing came of that. Would have been good. Just on 42 minutes, ticking over now, so 3 minutes before the break, scoring then would have been awesome.
Definitely. And now it's a corner on the far side from Pishineri, he looks back post. Abachu was there with a strike, and Stanisic is very animated there, asking for a free kick. Doesn't look like there's anything doing though. O'Neill now looking for the feet. It's picked out by Pishineri. Gutierrez puts it in the danger area for Dorba. Flicked on from Stanisic, and a good claim again from Cox. And his distribution. It's almost even better. There's a big challenge there. Kylo's come over the top of Ayubi here. He's going to be booked as well.
Kylo has landed very heavily in his back there. I mean, I think Ayubi's going to be okay. He didn't have quite as far to fall, but that is a fall from a great height for young Kylo, so hopefully he's okay.
Got a few people to talk to as well as the referee here, and the captain Dakota Oshingham letting him know there's not much more he could do there. Going up for the header, the player in front of him stops and goes over the top of him. I don't know. It's a tough booking to get, David.
I would disagree with the booking, but you know, we'll respect the ref's decision, whatever it is. But look, I think Kylo had every right to go for that, and he's not intentionally going to try and foul or damage. He's gone for the ball, I think. I don't think his intent is malicious or perfidious, but he has collected booking for it. But I think he'd every right to go for the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
probably looked worse than it was, because at the end of the day, it's the landing that's looked the worst of the lot.
Yeah, I think it's something that I think Harry Kane does quite a lot as a striker. When you know the ball's going to go probably a bit over you, you just hunch your back a bit, wait for the contact to come over you, you win the foul.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know if Ayubi's intentionally done that, but it looked like the ball was going to go over his head and Kylo was going to meet it first. So stopped in his tracks and hit from behind is all you'll get there. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Probably a foul, but a booking, I don't know. Seems a bit harsh to me. But I'm not a referee, what would I know?
No, am I. So we just have the players or the fans' view that everybody should get no bookings and stay on all the time. But Rucho with a good touch, looking for a ball in behind, but great read from Dakota Oshingham. Loose back pass from Abachu, and Kylo this time gets fouled by Ayubi.
A little bit of revenge, you think?
Not too sure. He didn't get a booking, so I'm sure he's not too worried about that, Austin. Kylo with another ball over the top, looking for Dorba, but it's cut out that time. Pishineri, tricky feet. He goes again, goes past another with a left foot. Looked like I might have taken a deflection as Cox opted for the forearm deflection instead of a catch.
I think Cox did well there. He didn't trust the spin of the ball probably, and decided that he had the space, obviously, just to sort of bring it down with his chest/arms, and good decision making, I think, by young Cox. And he's collected it anyway, so all good, all safe. That's the 45 minutes up there. I forgot your name, Alessio. What's his name again?
Don't think many people can forget my name in these ends, but yeah, there's not too much to go. Maybe a bit of added time for a couple of fouls and a goal. Maybe you get a minute or two and that extra time. And now it's Dorba, far side. Looks for a cross. This might be the last action of the half. Otherwise, it's been a quite entertaining first half, David. I mean, it started with a lot of frenetic energy, but got that goal early on as well. But other than that, not too many times they've tested the keeper. Besides, obviously, the Adelaide United keeper and defensive had a couple to clear off the line. Yeah,
it's been an entertaining first 45, I must say, and thoroughly enjoyed it. City started quite well, didn't they? And then United took advantage of a chance in the 7th minute to go 1-0 up. But I think City have maybe struggled a little bit to feed the strikers to get the ball through to Leigh up front. Dauber's had a bit of it, but hasn't really done much with the ball, or in terms of shots on goal. And Adelaide United they've looked quite comfortable throughout this half. So 1-0 is probably a fair reflection of play as we head for the interval.
Yeah, well, that's all we have for you at the moment in the halftime interval at Summit Sports and Recreation Centre. It's 1-0 to Adelaide United youth team over Adelaide City, and we've got another 45 in store for you just after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
It's never too late to improve your strength, balance, well-being and independence. Our Strength for Life program encourages all older South Australians to start moving and enjoy an active lifestyle, make friends, build strength and inevitably age well. Strength for Life sessions are offered in almost 100 locations across South Australia, with new sites opening all the time. Check out the COTA SA website to find your nearest location.
Strength for Life is an individualised program which is delivered in a group setting. We aim to keep older South Australians connected with their community, preventing social isolation and also keeping their bodies strong, flexible, managing falls and keeping them engaged. We're super excited to be partnering with Football SA at this state-of-the-art location. It's a beautiful venue. It will really benefit the local community through the Northfield and Jeps Cross surrounding areas to be able to access Strength for Life. And together we are working to improve everyone's futures.
As here come our two sides. The bar has been set. It's a great run from Kyra Cooney-Cross.
Turn under pressure.
Here come the Socceroos again. Good one on the right foot, and the Socceroos have the breakthrough. What a goal! The Matildas are running amok. Opens up for the shot.
Sinclair at the double. There's the baptism. Australia head over heels about these superstars.
And it's Adelaide Croatia Raiders time.
Right out. Goes top corner. Anderson in.
A captain's contribution for Luke Klimek.
Written in the stars for Nicholas Foucault.
Oh my God! That's another one for Modbury Jet. It's Fabian Barbiero. Your NPL champions, Adelaide United. As both sides start to walk out on what will be a momentous day for both of these great teams. The crowd is built for the home side today, and Ninko Beric with the armband of FK Beograd.
In the absence of Andoni Natsiopoulos today, who's still out with shoulder.
A Saturday afternoon match at Hanson Reserve, 1-0 the way of Adelaide Croatia. I'm sure they'd love to repeat that in 2024 as we get kickoff underway here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Busasa running down this right wing in a good position to put the ball in. Takes on one. And it's an early penalty for Croatia Raiders. The foul committed by Yudak Kimishima against Kavanagh. Good penalty. Kimishima gets the scoring underway, 1-0 to Adelaide Croatia Raiders.
Yeah, great finish there from Kimishima. He sent Kavanagh.
Corner comes in. Only gets to the edge of the box for the goal scorer of this one so far. Good save by Mateo. One of 3 top goal scorers for Raiders this season. The header! 2-0 to Adelaide Croatia Raiders early on. The ball comes in. Kavanagh getting in the way. Neon Kuru puts the ball out wide. Looking for a way in. Ball comes across the face of goal. From it. Neon Kuru. Looking for the ball over the top.
Mostly across the board in that regard.
Ball down the right wing once again. And a penalty. The exact same spot where the first one was taken at almost the exact same time. From the penalty spot. Jason Konstantopoulos gets the breakthrough for FK Beograd. Game on here.
Yeah, and just like the first penalty, nothing wrong with that at all. Great finish from Konstantopoulos, sent the keeper.
Making his way down the right wing. Still with the ball. Cuts it back. Good save by Friedrich, gets the touchdown. Stefan Mateo in plenty of space to take on his man. Gets past one, then has the shot. Out for the goal. Corner taken short. Ball comes in on the right foot. Falls nicely. For Shearer. (2-2) in the derby. And what a final 10 minutes we have here.
But yeah, Raiders had more play, but...
Lovely ball from Trimboli. Busasa is one-on-one. Just needs to finish. Busasa! 3-2 in the derby. And it's that young man once again.
And I think they were trying to get Beric in a bit of trouble, but it was he'd fallen over, tripped over his own feet, really.
Lovely touch from Stefan Mateo. This could be the finisher. Nearly through the legs did Stefan Mateo go. Jai King-Byrne. Mateo just has to finish. Oh, it's gone wide. High and wide. Is this the final kick of the match? Not so yet. Full time here at the Croatian Sports Centre. Adelaide Croatia Raiders come out 3-2 winners in the end. All 3 points staying here at the Croatian Sports Centre.
Yeah, what a game that turned out to be. I mean, Raiders 2-0 up. They've let FK Beograd back in the game at 2 apiece, and then they scored the winner straight after FK Beograd equalised.
And the future is orange for Stratland. Flinders are in the lead. Rachel Quigley. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant.
LA Comets to 2023 premiers.
Saved by Conley. They had to go the distance and then some.
Josephine Trimboli. Number 9, Tane Morris. Number 12, Georgia Box. Number 13, Madeline Box. Number 14, Siobhan Easton. Number 16, Natasha Vella. And number 27, Lena Vogelsang with head coach Jason Trimboli. Underway here at Service FM Stadium. Good ball from McCormick. Box chasing down on the wing. Erin Murphy had 8 last year in total, so already beaten that. Ball's there. Good ball through. Vogelsang, 1-on-1. Well collected by Erin Murphy. Good ball. Burnett through the centre. On the left foot. Only into the side netting. DeCola. Quigley on the edge of the box. Looking to get it onto her left foot. Given away straight back to West Adelaide. That effort. This one being chased down. And she does well too. Quigley is there. This corner they're coming from Uni. Headed towards goal. Tipping it onto the bar.
On the ball today.
Good ball through. She's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Could this be the opening? Was a disappointing A-League season for Adelaide United in the end. Good set piece opportunity. Quickly hitting. It's in. The breakthrough being made.
The ball. The Suns generally
Vogelsang putting the ball in. Hodgson. Noto again to put the ball in on her right foot. Knew the ball was there. She has it now. Easy pass. Finish on the left foot. Into the side netting. Well done from Noto.
Two great minds.
Ball comes in from Tansel. Noto's there to make it 2-0. 5 minutes left. Led Uni now. Ball just getting launched forward. McFarlane, just as we were talking about it, getting in the way of that one. And just like that, the full-time whistle blows. 2-0 to West Adelaide.
We're back here now, live at the Summit Sports and Recreation Centre. It's half-time, and no matter what that scoreboard tells you, it is 1-0 to Adelaide United youth team.
How can the operators get that wrong?
The second half is underway now.
You just have to leave it, and it's right.
But I'm sure Adelaide City, that's changed there now.
Done.
I was going to say, I'm sure Adelaide City will play it like it's still 0-0 and try and fight their lives out, as well as Adelaide United would play it like there's no goals and we need some more. Ivanovic using all of his strength against Abichu there, and he skips past him as well and evades the challenge of Frances. There looks for a pass forward, but Ayubi's held up his run there and couldn't find his feet on the end of it. Lucha and White link up to find Ayubi on the right. Takes a quick two-step ahead of Arok and now looks for a cross to Jovanovic. Good control, goes with the left again, but it's evaded him now. We get to see Liai at full speed against Mbembe. But the captain of Adelaide United youth team does well to get away from him and find Bailey O'Neill. O'Neill now found the feet of White. Good first time play from Adelaide United, and Jovanovic switches it now. Crawford with time to run at his defender. Taking it a bit too far and takes it out for a goal kick.
Looks quite blowy out there, Alessio, eh? You see the corner flag and the linesman's flag, or the assistant referee, should I say, is flagging. Quite blowy out on that far side, and even as you look at some of the shirts, the players' shirts on this side, quite blustery looking, which I didn't really notice so much in the first half.
No, definitely that rain is still falling down, so I think the shirt's probably a bit too heavy to flap around about at this time of the game, but still would be quite light to play on this field at the moment. The balls as well, not leather like back in the day that would soak this up, but maybe some of the boots of some of the players might still be getting a bit heavy.
Check forward, here they come again, Adelaide United on that far side. Here's Ayubi.
Good hustle though again from Frances there. Looks like he will win the free kick there. So he's played out of position without a natural left fullback at the club at the moment, or one that's fit Adelaide City. So he's found his way into the team at that position at the moment, and he's done well to keep his name there ahead of some other left-footed players, especially in the Adelaide United bench. Of course, you've got Harry Thomas on the bench at the moment. Some other players. I think Fergus Lynch is on there as well. He's played at left fullback a lot of the time this season. Obviously, Paul Pezos is confident enough to have a player like Francesa, who is mainly a midfielder or an attacker as well, so it probably gives him the option to have another attacker on the park, no matter where he's placed, but gives him a lot of attacking threat as well. It's Bailey O'Neill who provides that for Adelaide United. De Cooley's taking that on the spin. Going to cut in for a right foot shot, as you know. Good interception from Stanisic as well. Offside, it looks like, from Garucha after that deflected ball found its way to him.
Yep. Offside on the far side. United starting strongly. We're only 4 or 5 minutes into this second half. Adelaide United have come out strong. Teasing and testing that City back line. I picked Adelaide United this one, didn't I, Leslie?
Unfortunately not. You gave me the change just before kickoff, which
really?
all predictions on our podcast, one game at a time. Seb, that plug's for you. On those predictions list, I think a couple of us had Adelaide City for 3-2 wins, and now it's Bressan who's trying to help that on for us. Helps it on to Larry Latanzio, and he might end up winning a corner if he plays on with it. Now it's Bressan looking for a cutback. Nobody's there though, and now Dorba contends with him. And we clear it as far as Franchise there, though. As we were saying, though, on our podcast, one game at a time, we had our predictions in earlier this week, and all predictions are valid until kickoff. So you did change yours to an Adelaide City 4-3 win. A couple of us had Adelaide City 3-2, and one had Adelaide City 4-1. And there's the ball to the back post. It is offside, though. There's an excellent ball from De Cooley to Garucha, but the linesman, the assistant referee, had his flag up very early in that move and didn't allow them time to celebrate an offside goal.
Yep, no doubt in the mind of the assistant referee on the far side. He had the flag up sharp and he held it very firmly outstretched, so no doubt in his mind, and not really an appeal from the United players, so it remains 1-0.
You can see how quickly that changes. I mean, they were only down the other end for a little bit, getting a cut back from Bressan, and now came all the way down to Cooley to get a first-time delivery in. Didn't have enough whip to whip it back behind that offside line, but positive signs for Adelaide United, and especially Joey Garuccio as well. O'Neill now coming over to the centre of the park. And he's continued his way all the way over. His touch has just evaded him. He's still going now, though. Bailey O'Neill driving through the centre of the pitch. Finds Luka Jovanovic. This is where you want to find him. Took some time on his touch, though, and Adelaide City got time to clear.
They did, but they sat back off O'Neill. They gave him the space to come through, didn't they? They didn't try and close him down sharp, so he had plenty of time and space to think about his pass.
Goes far post for Dorban now. Oh. Great save, though, from Cox. He stayed on side as well. I'm sure the Adelaide United backline were wondering how he got away from them all, and he had a lot of time to place that header, but only to the forearms again of Ethan Cox.
How he got away from him, or how they didn't track him. Nobody was on him. He was a free header. There was a player on him and just drifted off him at really the critical times.
Maybe could have done a bit better with that header, seeing as he was so free. Maybe put it across the keeper, but
probably didn't realise he had the time, did he? He probably didn't realise it was going to get to him as cleanly as it did.
Missionary goes short to Bressan, who's found it back post to Abichu. Let's get his head onto that, but over the back fence and into the car park.
Is that the Red Army up there behind the goal there, Alessio?
Yeah, usually they swap sides and go to the side where Adelaide United's kicking, but looks like they haven't done that this half. Maybe they were too cold to move from that spot in after the first half, but maybe they're expecting some Adelaide City goals down that end, I don't know. He chases down that loose touch of his, and he might have almost want to throw in. I thought he might have, but didn't. The Rock now under a lot of pressure. Evaded with one long ball from Abichu. Found its way to Larry Latanzio. Judges the bounce and takes on Crawford now. Bressan takes over. Cuts inside looking for Dorba. He's got another chance, and maybe should have turned and had a shot himself there.
Absolutely. That's what I was expecting. They're being too polite to each other.
Too unselfish.
That was there for the taking. A little snapshot might have paid dividends.
You don't often see that from a number 9.
No.
That resulting goal kick has led it all the way to be down in this Adelaide United attacking half now, and Ayubi's got players on the edge of the box if he can find them. There's 1v1 versus Abichu. Floats it back post. De Cooley's there. Ducks under it and might look to go down the line and cross this. Yule now finds the feet. Ivanovic. We're going to play this round at the moment. Adelaide United with the whole of Adelaide City team almost in their box for the time being. More ball to the feet of Ivanovic. Uses his body well to evade 3 challenges. Now Ayubi's found a bit of space. He might line up to strike. He's still going. Austin Ayubi, one way then the other, and cleared from Gutierrez. I thought that was going to be a Messi-esque slaloming run.
Absolutely. And Gutierrez gives a rock a bit of a mouthful there, I think, as he clears it, saying you've got to close him down, don't let him come through, because Ayubi was, he was one player away from getting a shot in there. He beat him about 3, didn't he? And then that last clearance was saved the day.
Good flick on from Dorber there. It's found its way to Larry Latanzio in the box. Great sliding challenge from Ethan Cox.
Yep.
Can't prevent the corner, but he's prevented a big goal scoring opportunity for Adelaide City.
Great flick on by Dauber, wasn't it? Fantastic for Laurie Latanzio to run onto, but Laurie Latanzio's first touch just a bit heavy, and it went right through to Cox.
Well, they've been trying that all day, Adelaide City. They're going to try and go long from their centre-backs to try and find a flick on, and that's what you've got Dauber in the team for, somebody that tall that can obviously contest with those headers, and that's what you've got him on the park for. He's won at that time and used the skid to his advantage as well with getting into the path. Now it's found its way just into the grasps of Ethan Cox as he gets a couple of arms from Jared Abichu. To the centre of the park for Piscineri to pick off. Now it's Liai. Got a bit too much under that as he tried to switch it over to Larry Latanzio.
Yeah, I think he had the right idea. His execution was poor, but he had the right idea. And that's a throw-in on the far side.
Johnny Yule trying to go first time delivery all the way across the field, but Kilo and Ivanovic are contesting, and Kilo comes away with it. Another good flick on from Dauber, but this time Stanisic tried to get in the way. Piscineri now. Still going Dauber on the left wing. Using his body well against the young Crawford. They've played that well out Adelaide City to commit numbers forward in the press, and now they're going to find Bressan, who's going to slide in to keep this. It's Stanisic who beats him to that ball and gets it out for another corner. That was excellent patient build up there from Adelaide City out the back there. I mean, the centre backs and the 6 were playing with it 3-4 times in between him in a triangle, but they finally got the space and created the press for Adelaide United to commit their numbers forward, find a little gap in behind, and easy ball out wide where he's just free there on the left.
Yeah, patient build-up. They win a corner from it.
Now he goes again. Punch this time from Cox. Delivered again from Piscineri, and he's got a second opportunity if he can get it out of his feet here. There's a little sidewinder volley there from Piscineri, and I'm sure Ethan Cox knows how to practice them with his goalkeeper training. And he knew how to deflect that one out. Another throw in now on the far side. Sidewinder volleys, the keepers, they always do them in their warm-ups, always the keepers against keepers. But
Sidewinder volley. I'm learning lots of new things. I'm learning lots of new things with you, Alessio. What an adventure life is with you.
Now he's going to have to deal with this long throw in the box. Gutierrez trying to get out of his feet. He's kept it just above the line there, and now he puts an excellent ball in. Crawford again was there to relieve danger, and now it's Jovanovic and Abichu to contest with each other. Ayubi, they're all by themselves here, the 3 against the 4 of Adelaide City. They've found Jovanovic, the star man at the moment. Finds the Cooley, cuts it back. Is anyone there? Too far ahead of Johnny Yule, though.
Yep. Great build-up, though, wasn't it, on the counter? Great counter-attacking football from Adelaide United as they come up from the left. And you're right, it was 3 versus 4. City had got their players back behind the ball to deal with the counter, but yeah, final ball just a little bit ahead of is it Yule?
I think it was Yule.
Just ahead of Yule, yeah. Just ahead of Yule, and another opportunity missed.
both teams have had their substitutes out to warm up in this half, and you definitely need to warm up in this weather. But it'll be interesting to see who Adelaide City can bring onto their bench. Obviously, we did say they made 4 changes coming into today's fixture. And they've got some star players on that bench to come on and bring some attack and spark as well. They've got obviously the club legend Nicholas Bucco. They've obviously got as well a new recruit this year, Patrick Karachia. They've got Harry Thomas, who was the top scorer at West Adelaide last year in the NPL. He's only got 1 goal to his name at the moment for Adelaide City this year, but he's obviously a dangerous threat, a left footer as well. They always look special when they play. Some of the youngsters as well, Alex Battistella, Fergus Lynch there as well, and I think the reserve goalkeeper who this week just himself put his name out as a goal scorer as well, David, George Zaharakis.
Do you know, when you list those names off, though, it does make you appreciate the depth or the quality they have on the bench, Adelaide City, as Bressan makes his way into the box. They do have that quality on the bench, don't they, when you list those names off and you think about those players that they've got options to look at, to bring on. So definitely a lot of quality on their bench. But Adelaide United do as well.
Yeah, they've got a couple of youngsters as well. Yeah. They've got young Cam Harris, they've got Bay Versace, they've got Mohamed Hassan, they've got Patrick McGregor as well. They've got obviously the substitute keeper in Yorgos Kutsumbis, and they've got Luka Blazovic as well. It's going to be a corner now from Daniel Bressan again. To a dangerous area this time. It's get a flick. It's got Dorba. Abichu. And I tell you who's got on 2 defensive actions, and they're celebrating him now. Harry Crawford. Yeah. What a game he's had, David.
Yeah. But do you know what? As a unit, United were very good there as well. I mean, Crawford, you're right. He went in there for the double. That was well spotted. But as a unit, that's solid defending there. United just throwing themselves in front of the ball to block the chances, to block those efforts. And how are City going to breach that?
Bit of push and shove now. Abichu there is fighting with O'Neill, and Arock has got a bit going as well. And looks like Arock's holding his midriff there. It's Abichu, sorry, and so is Bailey O'Neill. There's a bit going on here, David.
Yeah, something that the referee will have to sort out, and unfortunately, been a good, physical encounter, but hasn't really had nastiness until this point.
Assistant referee's come over as well to offer his opinion and what he's seen, but it's definitely Bailey O'Neill down, clutching his foot, it looks like, and it's Yared Abichu clutching his midriff. So I don't know what's going on there, and if there's a strike involved somewhere, but I doubt referee's seen too much of that with all those players in his way.
No, it was a packed little area as well, wasn't it? So I'd be surprised if he did get a clear view, although he has nominated to book
Bailey O'Neill.
Bailey O'Neill, yeah.
I'm not sure if he's going to book Abichu as well. I'm not sure what happens here. An off-the-ball incident inside the box.
He does look like he's got a red card in his hand, but I think that's just
my
eyes deceiving me.
I think it's just the sleeve that holds his book and both cards in.
My heart was a flutter, though.
So that is a booking there, an off-field incident, but looks like no stoppage has ensued with a penalty or even a two-touch free kick either. So it's just going to be another corner for Daniel Bressan. Goes to a good area. Dorba met it, but he couldn't keep it down again.
Bailey O'Neill was actually booked last week. It's his second yellow in 2 weeks. His booking was late in the game last week, 86th minute, but picks up another yellow card this week.
And with a couple of their defensive ins and outs, Adelaide United, it's a big deflection, that one off Matthew Dorber as he pressed Ethan Cox. But as I was saying, obviously their defence has had a few changes in the last few weeks, Adelaide United. With Stanisic coming in with Satiri Phillips out with an injury.
It's kind of the story of Adelaide United's year, though, isn't it? I mean, they do have to make all those adjustments for players who are called up to the first team, and then have to serve holiday leave, if you like. So it is a very dynamic lineup, isn't it? It does change quite frequently and very fluidly through the year.
But hopefully, I'm not sure how many cards this year that Bailey O'Neill's accumulated at the moment, but hopefully with the last few games to go, you don't want to be missing a left back coming into the final series if they do make it. And that's Ivanovic, who Tried to get away from a tackle there. The referee's pulled it back for that tackle now and given the free kick to Adelaide United.
So just a reminder that if the score does stay this way and Adelaide United do get the win, they're currently 8th in the ladder. They're on 23 points, but if they win today, they'll go up to 6th. And they will leapfrog Beargrad and Croydon, who are on 25 points. So they're just 2 points ahead, those two clubs, and they will get into the 6th. So big game for United. And of course, City won't want to lose it either. They sit 5th currently.
Now Bailey O'Neill tries to strike for himself, and maybe that's why he's found himself at the left full-back role. He finished like that, but
yeah. Defender shot, you reckon?
Possibly, yeah. Probably more used to putting a cross in, and maybe doesn't have to shoot as straight and maybe just whip it more, but unfortunately that time neither really came off to trouble the keeper. Here's Cooley now. Top scorer at this venue for visiting teams. In the NPL at least, but he's obviously scored here on two occasions, 2 different years, so he's trying to make it 3 out of 4, Yaya Cooley.
Yeah, he's impressed today, hasn't he? He's had plenty of the ball and has been a real threat down that flank. A lovely first touch, did he, in that first half? And the ball came up slightly behind him and he turned on it. Was that the McGeady move? Or was that a different one?
That was a different one. That
was a different one.
That was Luka Jovanovic, I'm pretty sure.
I did actually get information at half time that Aidan McGeady is currently at Ayr United. And I think it's the Scottish Championship under the managership of Scott Brown just now. But that's where McGeady is.
Yeah, at least if he's not representing his homeland on the national stage, at least they've got him back there playing week in, week out.
Yeah. Somerset Park, I think is the name of the ground, if my memory serves me correctly.
Good little touch again there from Crawford to set this attack on again. Now it's Ayubi. Looks in behind for Jovanovic. He sprung the offside trap. Looks to reverse it. Garuccio. Cooley to Ayubi. Cuts it across. Another touch from Garuccio, but they somehow managed to clear Adelaide City. And 5 foot there from Gutierrez on Cooley.
Fine football there as Adelaide United came through, wasn't it? Ayubi had started the move and nearly finished it. But, good defending by City to keep them out, keep the score at 1-0.
Now they're going to have a set piece opportunity at Adelaide United youth team, and I dare say they're going to go short again, but got a couple of numbers up in there now and they know they can create some havoc. They do go short, and Ayubi delivers it to the back post where there's a couple of Adelaide City players who probably didn't talk to each other as you would like, and they've nodded it back for a corner for Adelaide United.
No challenge for Adelaide United as that cross came in either, and the ball has gone off, I think, off Kylo's head and out for a corner on that far side, which Cooley is going over to take.
It is the left footer then. I definitely think he'll be whipping this one in. Johnny Yule is lurking on the edge of the box, though. We know what danger he has, so you never know, you might see a Scholesy special from him. It goes near post, though. There's nothing doing, unfortunately.
A Scholesy special is a volley from a corner, is that right?
That's the one.
Well,
you really rarely see it. I don't even know if many people attempt it, but sometimes they find them in a short corner. They come from the top of the box to meet it as it enters the box, but otherwise you don't really see too many volleys straight from corners often these days. Garuccio's now crowded out by Adelaide City numbers, but he's done enough pressure to win it again. It's Luka Jovanovic going one way then the other. Enough time to shoot. He hasn't, and the referee's pointed to the penalty spot.
I don't think that. I'm surprised at that. Look, all respect for the ref. He's made the decision. He's not going to change his mind, but I think he's...
Bit of afters, you can see Nicholas Bucco on the bench warming up in the far side. He's already remonstrating with the assistant referee, as is Dorbo. He's got to watch out. He's on a booking himself, but it looked like he was not really going anywhere, and I thought he was going to get the touch away and got tripped up for his ankle. Looks like also might be a sub getting ready for Adelaide City. These players in that far corner flag are still warming up, but it looks like it's Harry Thomas. We were talking about him, the left footer. He's readying himself. as is Luka Jovanovic on the penalty spot. The referee might look to have another chat with his assistant referee. I don't think he's going to change his mind, though.
No, he can't change his mind. He's got to stick with it, and that's that. But sort of feel he's maybe been duped. I don't know that. I don't know that there was much in that, and I can understand why City are a bit upset by it. But look, if Adelaide United convert this and go into a 2-0 lead, it'll be difficult for me, I think, to see City coming back. They just haven't really offered that threat up front. They just haven't quite linked up with the strikers up front and fed them.
It looks like we might be seeing a second substitution from Adelaide City as well. Patrick Karacha is getting his instructions as well, just as this penalty is about to be taken. Still players remonstrating with the assistant referee here, but definitely not going to change his mind now. And Luka Jovanovic has opportunity to score his second of the day and put his name in the record books with Yaya Dakulia scoring 2 goals at the Summit Sports and Recreation Centre. It's Luka Jovanovic with a right foot. Almost a save there from Dakota Oshinam, but it's found its way into the top left corner. It's 2-0, and that's 2 for Luka.
Yeah, Oxenham a bit upset with himself. He did get a hand to it. Good goalkeeping, and he's a big guy. He'd be hard to beat from anywhere, I think. But Oxenham a bit unlucky. Got a hand to it, not quite enough to push it out to the side, and United are 2-0 up.
Yeah, it was a big hand as well. I mean, he almost parried it into. It was going to go to the probably middle of the goal, or some middle of height of the goal at least, and his hand has pushed it into the top of the corner. Those 2 subs, as we did mention, it's Rafael Leai to come off, as well as Adam Pictionary. And it's Patrick Karacha and Harry Thomas to come on. So 2 definite attacking players as well. And we're going to see what formation this ensues now for Adelaide City. Harry Thomas has come on the right, so he's definitely going to be cutting in on that left foot. That's all I know. And Karacha looks like he might be playing in the midfield, it looks like. He was playing wide left when he started last week against Modbury Jets. So it looks like he might be playing probably a more favoured role as well in the midfield. And there's the 10 position. Bressan now goes far post for Harry Thomas. Good claim though for Ethan Cox. Karacha gets his first few touches now. Finds the feet of Dorby, flicks it on to Harry Thomas, looking for that left foot. Got stuck under his right though, and he's still battling there with Mbembe. Didn't fall over, and now it's Ayubi. Bit of a counter-attack here for Adelaide United now. He's got Garucho coming with the overlap. He's going to float it into the near post, far post. It goes to Yaya Dakuli with a tap in on his left foot. And as we just mentioned, Luka Jovanovic loves this venue. No one loves it more than Yaya Dakuli. 3 goals in 3 years, David.
Wow. Oh, what a celebration. Look, I think that might just be it for Adelaide City. I think they've really struggled to try and be clinical up front, and now they find themselves 3-0 down. And, well, we've played half an hour of the second half, and there's only sort of 15-20 minutes to go or so, and I think that might just be it. Lovely finish, good build-up. Very confident football from Adelaide United, who now look comfortably in control.
Well, maybe Mount Barker got to sign him the amount of goals he scores here at Summit Sports and Recreation Centre, David.
That would surely threaten your position.
Who knows, but that's 2021, 2022, and now 2024. Yaya Dakuli has scored at the Summit Sports and Recreation Centre.
And not 5 minutes ago, we were talking about how well he's done and what threat he's posed down this left-hand side. He hasn't really been hugging the touchline, has he? He hasn't really played as a flanker, what I would call a flanker. But he's certainly been a threat, and it's finally paid off for them. And they're 3-0 to the good.
He's only played a few games coming down from the A-League after recently signed near the end of last year, back with the club. Big chance here, it's come back post to Karacha. Puts it across. Unfortunately, he finds the feet of Harry Thomas instead of the goals. But Yaya Dakuli, obviously, he only signed late in the window last year, coming back from his French team overseas. And he scored already 3 goals in the local league. So now that's his 4th. And he's another dangerous signing of Crawford. Battles again there on the right fullback position. And now he's going to set this attack away. He's got the counter going as well, but Abichu stops that attack now, and he's got time to come back. But a player of the day so far has got to be Harry Crawford, David.
Oh yeah, he has. Yeah, he has had a great game, hasn't he? But 2 saves off the line, 2 blocks back here. Well, one save off the line and a block back here, but yeah, he's certainly had an outstanding match, hasn't he?
So as Ayubi got a little touch off the ball there from Abichu after releasing it. Gives it back to the referee to let him know as well. And now he's going to pick it up in the middle of the park with an excellent ball from Cox. And Jovanovic has got Garucho. Set somebody else up.
Standing off him again.
Goes for a hat-trick maybe himself.
Why do you let the main striker come through and stand off him as the shot comes in? Side netting. Yeah, they just sort of let him come through. They gave him the space, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They kept letting him go off, and then it's going to be an inadvertent yellow card this time to Yared Abichu. That's probably for a foul earlier in the piece against Austin Ayubi after 2 quick fouls against the same player. The referee needs time to write that in his little book as well before they can set off. But another little stat as well, Patrick Karacha played here last year for Croydon against Adelaide United, and I thought he had quite a good game that game. Remember I was talking with Josh Murray saying, he's got a chest like a shelf, David, the way he could control it. It just sat up there like a book on a shelf.
That's great. Is that Josh Murray that said that? Was that you?
I think that was me. And
well
yeah. I don't think he's ever heard that one, but
chest like a shelf. City's form now is if Dauber comes through with it, I'll just let you take this.
Looks like he's about to be hurried out of possession though, and Johnny Yule now has got fresh legs ready to run through this midfield. Looks for Jovanovic. Got 1 or 2 to beat, maybe get this ball out of his feet before he can get an opportunity on goal, and he tried to cut that pass through and just got it out. Now it's Karacha. He's always picked it up a bit deeper than he usually does. I think Harry Thomas might be offside if he touches this. The referee and assistant referee says no. But it doesn't come to anything as Adelaide United now look to calm things down. They've got their own substitutes warming up as well, so we'll yet to see if any of them feature.
Adelaide City went 8 games without losing. There were a couple of draws in that. And now, if things remain as they are, that this will be the 3rd game in a row that they've not managed to get anything out of. They lost last week and drew the week before.
But in that draw against Campbelltown, I think prior to that, I think they had 5 wins in a row, and that obviously kept them undefeated at least for 6.
Yeah, well, it was 8 undefeated. So I think there was 3 draws and 5 wins. And of course, prior to that, they had 7 losses in the trot. So they're very consistent at maintaining one set of results. Won their first 2, lost the next 7, went undefeated for the next 8. This is all from memory, so I could be wrong, but this would mean no win in the last 3 if the score remains as it is presently.
And we're awaiting as well. We can see him on the sideline there. It might be Larry Latanzo to get a strike away. He's stumbled it clear, and now it's Thomas. Put one in dangerous lead. Now Francese to Bressan. He finds it again wide to Harry Thomas, who's going to whip it in every time on the left foot. He finds a good ball. Crawford clears, and this ball is just waiting to go out. As we can see on the far side is Nicholas Bucco, who's taking his tracksuit off and he's ready to enter the occasion as well, and maybe spark a comeback for Adelaide City as he's done many times.
There would be some comeback, wouldn't it, if they come back from this? 3-0 down, 20 minutes to go. There's some comeback if they came back from this. Oh no, 20 minutes to go, I'm sorry, excuse me, 12 minutes to go.
12, yeah, it's not too long left, and I'm sure he would have liked to have come on a bit earlier, and he's coming onto the park now. He's coming on for, it looks like Bressan as well. So he's not going to further himself as the top scorer of Adelaide City at the moment. 7 goals for the season for the number 7 of Adelaide City, Daniel Bressan. And now it's going to be Nicholas Bucco. Looks like he's going to take his spot, pairing the striker with Matthew Dauber, and it looks like supported on the wings by Larry Latanzo on the left, Harry Thomas on the right, and Karacha in behind. So that's a really attacking front 5 there from Adelaide City.
There is nothing to show for it so far. And again, I think that supply up to that, up to the strikers, up to the forward players, just hasn't quite been there for them today.
Here's Bucco getting on the ball early, looks to whip it in behind. It's an excellent ball to Harry Thomas. It's red from John Paul and Mbembe. Now Cox is under trouble if he can't find anyone, but he finds Johnny Yule. Bailey O'Neill dribbles out of a bit of pressure, and he's going to be fouled there by Harry Thomas. Couldn't believe that one, David.
I don't think there was much in that either. I think he went to ground too easily.
see Bucco shaking his head as well, knowing how soft that was, I think. But he has every right to get his body in front and try and get sandwiched in.
To be honest, I thought he was looking for the dive very early on, and the contact was there, but it was very minimal. And it is what it is.
That's it. Now Cox finds Garuccio, lays it back for Crawford. Now Stanisic, time to turn. He turns again, this time on Dorba. Finds a good ball over the top to Jovanovic. Tries to force that ball through to Crawford though. Now Adelaide City got a bit of a counter coming now. If Abichu looks wide, he does find Dorba, who's picking it up more in the second half now. They want him in the box though if these balls are going to be delivered high and wide.
They are using the full width of the pitch. They've got Adelaide City have got a player on the far side in Dauber and Thomas on this side. And it looks like they're kind of playing with about 4 up front right now, so they are looking to try and get something out of this, but they're very, very wide as they come forward through Karachi.
He tried to find inboard pass, but nobody was there. We've got about 10 or so minutes now. There'll be a bit of added time for that little scuffle before that corner.
2 goal celebrations as well.
Good little flicks there from Adelaide United, but the final one couldn't find the feet of Jovanovic. Kylo now with a long ball to Bucco. Excellent touchdown as well. Finds Frances there, looking to whip. He does. It's gone far post. Little collision off the ball, but I think Thomas has gone down a bit soft there and nothing doing, says the referee. Zakuli whips it around the corner for a UB. He's going to get his body in front of this with a touch, but Kylo comes over with a sliding challenge. And he's won the ball that time, unlike the centre-back of Scotland in the first game of the Euros.
Oh, there we go again. I'm trying to put that behind me, Alyssa. I'm trying to move on.
I'm trying to give you pumping up that we've got a centre-back that can make contact with the ball instead of the players.
Yes, okay, right. And he's eligible for Scotland.
That's correct.
Dufftown's finest.
Real triangle play from Adelaide United now. And
well read by Thomas, though, to clear the danger.
Good challenge from Gutierrez, and he's hit him after the ball there as well, and he's clutching his head, is Yaya Dakuli. He's very aggressive into that challenge from behind Yaya, and as soon as the ball landed, he went to swipe at the ball again. He might have even inadvertently hit the back of Yaya's head.
Yeah, it was a bit nasty, I think, and Gutierrez is, for me, a little bit lucky to escape without having a booking for that. Maybe a bit of frustration as well, you know. He's had a good game. He's really had the better of him up that side there, and Gutierrez might just have offered a wee apology there as the play gets underway again.
Cox now with an excellent ball to Garuccio. Struggle to keep that in though as it goes over the far fence as well, and someone's going to have to go retrieve that one.
Karachi
looks for a ball in between the defenders, but taking it a bit too much by the wind, and now Cox looks for a ball as well out there, and that one similarly is dragged a bit too heavily. Looking to switch this ball now, Adelaide City, and they've fashioned a little chance here with Dorber on the left. He's got to swing this in. Goes far post. Easy claim though for Ethan Cox, and he distributes quickly as well.
Good movement by Dauber out on that far side, and nice enough cross there, but just too close to the keeper. Just needed a wee bit more pace on it.
What a touch there from Ayubi, and he takes it past him as well. Looks like he might line up for a strike here as well. Unselfishly finds Garucho, cuts in on his left, finds Ayubi. He might have one on his left. Got the overlapping run of Crawford. Tries to put it far post, but I think he was in two minds there to shoot or cross, and neither have come off. He's only gone behind for a goal kick.
Hoping Ayubi might have had a wee shot there. He was, he had the space. Again, Adelaide City sort of backed off him as he came through, and he's done that a couple of times today. And United had the space, didn't he? But maybe just didn't fancy his chances. He was a fair way out, but would have been good to see him have a crack.
As the wind picks up a little bit here now, and the lights come on as well for these last 5 minutes here.
That's the Mount Barker, the Adelaide United, the Mount Barker cheer squad for United. You can hear there in the background. You hear them all?
Can.
Yeah, it's good.
Now it's Bucco who's lining up, finds the feet of Larry Latanzio, who spins, has a little strike, and no deflection on that one, goes behind for a goal kick. Looks like as well we've switched wings, these wingers as well, and Larry Latanzio on the right, Harry Thomas on the left, so they can go down the line and cross instead of always having to cut in on their natural foot to whip it in. And even Bucco and Dauber have swapped sides of that attacking duo as well, with Dauber on the right now. Cox now looking long, and they win the seconds, Adelaide United, and so do Adelaide City now with Karacha finding Dauber, back to Karacha. Got to keep this alive and find somebody to play it back to put a cross in. A little late challenge as well there from Stanisic. Big win though from Johnny Yule. It's 2v2 if he can make this work. He finds Ayubi. Facing up Kylo now, goes one way, then the other, does get a bit of space on his right. Tries to go around him on the left, but he shielded out, and this might stay in if he wanted it to, and he looks like he does keep it in. Finding DeCooley, he wants another one. Johnny Yule spins into the danger of Abichu, and Adelaide City can clear. Garucho now on his right. Finds Crawford, got a bit of space to run into now. Harry Crawford goes down the line, looks for a cross just in front of the keeper, and Kylo jumps out the way so he can claim it. Dauber with a bit of space down the middle now, looking for a long diagonal ball. Got a bit under that though, and I think Ryan White's going to clear that.
Seems to be an easier option here with Laurie Latanzio running down the right hand side, and Latanzio is shaking his head there, as you can see. Seems to be an easier option just to play that ball out to the right.
Looks like they're going to make a sub with the last 2 or 3 minutes remaining. It's going to be Austin Ayubi to depart. It looks like it's going to be Mohamed Hassan to come into the pitch. Played a lot in the reserves this year. Scored quite a few goals as well. Scored a goal a couple of weeks ago for the first team as well. And he's going to get his chance now in the last few minutes to see if he can mark his name in this fixture. Bucco now sets to deliver in a dangerous spot. What a save from Ethan Cox. It was right in front of Lewis Larry Latanzio. An excellent ball from Bucco that went behind everybody's head. But it looked like Lewis Larry Latanzio just couldn't put it past either side of the keeper. Karachi with a late challenge on O'Neill.
Superb reflex save, wasn't it, by Cox? Just stuck his foot out and did enough. I don't think Laurie Latanzio could have done much more. He got himself into position. He made contact with the ball, decent contact with the ball as well, and Cox is just safe from point blank.
That's what you get when you bring Bucco on, though. Excellent chances like that, a bit of pressing like this as well, and
they have looked good since he came on. He's been a bright spark, hasn't he? Really has made a difference, but I think it's probably too little too late.
They brought him on a bit too late as well. I mean, they did make a couple of subs before he came on, and maybe only gave him the last 10, 15, maybe even 20. How long this adds on after the 90th minute, but
think he only had 12 minutes really when he came on. He came on with about 12 minutes to go, so precious little time really to make a difference, as we've just ticked over 45 now.
Jovanovic now. Let this one drag out, or maybe he's going to try and look for a hat-trick, but with himself on the throne, I think that's a bit tough to find, and he does give it to somebody else, but no one's coming to receive it from him, so he has to take it himself. Now it's Bucco again, being held back, spins out of the danger. Tried to find Thomas, but the skid has taken that a bit too far, and now Bucco's asking the question of the referee about the foul. But he had a bit of possession to deal with after that he paid. Stanisic gives a bouncing ball to his keeper. He returns it with a big lofted ball to Jovanovic. Tries to spin his defender. They've got a bit of pressure here. If they can win it, they had Dakuli there at the far side trying to pounce.
It's like a rugby tackle.
There's not too long left in this, David. I think Harry Crawford's got to be the man of the match for us if we had to pick.
Yeah.
Or even Jovanovic maybe with 2 goals, but
even Dakuli. Dakuli's had a good game as well, hasn't he? But look, I think Harry Crawford's probably, I think you're probably right. I think he's probably been the best on ground, if you like. But look, there's been some star moments from others as well. Dakuli, I think, has played well, as has Jovanovic. And I think Adelaide United's 3-0 scoreline probably fairly reflects the balance of play. City, for me, just haven't been clinical up front. They just haven't taken advantage of the chances in the same way that United have, and kind of given Adelaide United a little bit more freedom than they possibly should. They've sort of backed off them a little bit as they've come through with the chances, and just afforded their opponents a bit more time and space than they probably should have, and United have made them pay for that.
Looks like there can't be too long left in this game as the referee checks his watch, but Adelaide United is still ticking this ball around and keeping a fair bit of possession, maybe boosting that percentage stat. As you did say, though, with this fixture and this result staying the same, would put Adelaide City in the 5th position with Adelaide United Youth on equal points with them, but less goal difference in 6th. So at least they'll both finish in the 6th, no matter how this result goes at the moment. But
you've got to remember that goal difference for Adelaide United was because of that appalling start they had at the start of the year. I mean, they lost their first 2 games, conceding 5 goals, I think, in both. I think they scored 1. I think they'd scored 1 and conceded 10 in the first 2 games. And that goal difference for them has probably haunted them all year. But it was a dreadful start, really. Lost their opening 2 games and conceding 10 goals, and that still shows in the ladder, as you say. That opening game seems a long time ago, isn't it? Campbelltown at Hindmarsh Stadium, and
5-1, keeper send-off.
Yeah, Johnny and Mark in the commentary that day. It was a nice warm day as well. It seems a long time ago now, doesn't it?
Can't be that long now, though, to finish this game. Probably into about the 3rd or 4th minute of added time, and that's mainly all to the stoppage with the corner. I've got to say as well on the broadcast as well, they did mention, there's the rookie Jovanovic has nipped that one in, looking to find somebody, or he's going to go for a hat-trick. He might. Luka Jovanovic! There it is, 3 for the man. 3 for the number 9, and that's back-to-back hat-tricks for Luka Jovanovic.
Fine finish, and Adelaide City backed off again. I mean, this is what they were doing. This is what I was talking about before. They sort of backed off and they let him come through, and I thought he was going to play it across the face of goal, and maybe City did as well, but in the end he's had a shot that's beaten Oxenham from a fairly tight angle, but they just backed off and gave him the freedom of Mount Barker.
Well, they might give him the key to Mount Barker if he scores more goals like this in front of the crowds, but he didn't give up there, and that was the main thing. He was pressing a rock there in the 90th minute. I mean, you'd expect people to just let him go and play out from the back, but he didn't. He wanted another goal. Back-to-back hat-tricks for him, and I feel for anybody who has to play him in the NPL at the moment. He's on fire.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Clinical.
That's what you want from me, number 9.
You should probably get him to play up here with you, Mount Barker. I reckon he'd fit right in.
I don't know how much we'd have to pay for a loan stint, but it's definitely worth it if he can score that consistently. Here he is again. Looking for DeCooley now. He might whip it in or keep this ball. I did want to mention on the podcast that it's not the podcast, the broadcast, how it's not too far away, Mount Barker. It's not too rural compared to a couple of other games that play in rural venues, but it's only about 25-30 minutes from the city, and anything east side as well. So another big game here at Mount Barker. Adelaide United that finished 4-0 win over Adelaide City, with the highlight being, I'm sure you can't take the man of the match away now from Luka Ivanovic.
Well, that's it. Well, you were talking about Harry Crawford not 4 minutes ago, weren't you?
Can't take it away when you score a hat-trick, I don't think.
So you've changed your mind just in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
What did I pick again? I picked an Adelaide United win in our tipping thing as well, so it's a good night for me. Yeah, no, look, I think the hat-trick's what will be remembered here. You know, Crawford had a great game, didn't he? But when you look back at the game, and we're talking about it in a year's time, and we're back here for the next stint, I'm sure we'll be talking about a Ivanovic hat-trick. But a good win for Adelaide United, and it takes them up into the 6, and just goal difference now that keeps them just down in that position. So a good win for them, and 4-0 win, fairly convincing, and throughout the day they probably looked the better of the two anyway.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining me here in the summit, in our local areas here in Mount Barker in the hills. Definitely not too far away from anybody who wants to catch some more action here. There's State League 2 games here, there's amateur games here as well, great venue. And it's obviously provided a fantastic event here. NPL at the Summit, the 4th edition, has produced 4 goals. And that's good night from us.
All right, well, are you going to say thanks for having me, or is it?
I was going to say thanks for you.
Oh,
thanks.
Thanks for enjoying me.
Yeah, thanks for enjoying me, David, and thanks for...
thanks for having me. It was great. I really appreciated it. I assume I was top of your list and you didn't ask others beforehand. I'm just assuming that's the case, but no, thanks for having me. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and fantastic little venue, and a great game to watch.
Yeah, some moments to remember as well. As you can see, Luka Ivanovic there taking home the match ball, it looks like. He might get everyone to sign it, and maybe some of those players who gave him the assist will like to sign that as well and say, there you go, put that one in your trophy cabinet.
Their ball supply to their strikers was better than City's, wasn't it, today? And maybe that was a bit of a difference for them. And they go over there to thank their fans. Adelaide United over there in the blustery cold. The temperature's dropped a bit more again, hasn't it? But yeah, no, that's it. Good game. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for having us, and thanks for the venue as well for supplying such good venue and good content as well. That's all from us here. This is the last game with around 19 fixtures, and to end it off with a bang. And we will as well. That's good night from us.
Let's go get some food
and get warm.